Hello, how are you doing today? So far, so good. I am watching this Dodger game, and looks like the Dodgers, hopefully, let's hope we win today and the next one because I would go into depression if we lose to the Giants in the postseason for the first time. Drinking IPA. Sponsor me, please, Lagunitas, and give me a free supply of beer for a year. Chef's kiss. All right, so I see we already have one comment here. And it says you're about to upset a lot of people, but what do you think about that alleged slow count when Fury? To be honest, I didn't pay attention to the counts. I remember the knockdowns. I don't remember the counts. I don't remember paying attention to whether it was fast or slow, but I would love for someone to fill me in on it. ¿Qué onda? Hi, Sean. How are you? I'm watching the game. It's lagging a little bit because I'm streaming it. I don't have TV. I have cable. De cenar, I made costillitas en salsa verde with some frijoles. No más Wilder versus Fury. I'm just people talking about a slow count. I honestly didn't pay attention to that. I was just watching the action. It was a really good fight though. Like I cannot believe it was that good. I thought it was gonna be like whatever, like. But it was a really good fight. Like it was probably one of the best heavyweight fights we had in a while. I really liked it. And the Dodgers are on fire. We gotta win, y'all. We gotta win. Urias, Sinaloa. You got the hookups. You okay? You gotta my. This is my Twitter. Give me the hookup because I don't have cable or Netflix. I have or Hulu. I have Paramount Plus and YouTube. I'll just watch whatever the YouTube algorithm shows me. Andy versus AJ one was I guess it was in the way that no one expected that. No one expected Andy to beat to beat Joshua like that. None of us. But the second one, for the third one, for this one, we didn't know who was gonna win what. What's next for him? I would like him to face Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz would be good. White would be good. Joshua, I still want to see him. Let's not forget that. Okay, he didn't look great in either fight against Fury, but that's the only person he's lost to. Wilder's only losses are to Fury, right? 2 losses, 1 draw, which I thought he lost to. So I think he should have 3 losses, but they're all to Fury. So why not just fuck it? Okay, he lost to Fury. Let him regroup, and then maybe he can come back and kick ass with the other people. Yeah, Fury no es pendejo. Fury no es pendejo. He would definitely counter Wilder and then immediately clinch. Like he did the most clinching to ensure that Wilder can't counter properly or can't counter right away. That's true. Combat Talk says, "Did you get a chance to review the footage and count the seconds?" I didn't. I want to. Which round was it? We can look at it right now. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube already. I don't know what you guys are talking about. For which count? They counted longer for Fury? Because I know he was dropped once where like he went down like on his knees and arms, and then another one he like landed on the side and he looked like he was posing for like a drawing or a picture. But I don't remember. I don't remember counting. I don't remember the count. Andy, uh, Andy versus Ortiz in December versus Rob. Andy versus Ortiz in December. Robert Helenius. Ortiz, man. Ortiz is old already. Triller. What is Triller on right now? Is there a Triller card that I don't know about? I thought Triller was dead already, right? Because like the female is not with him anymore. You want to jump in, Box Talk, Freddy? Want to jump in with me? I already read that. Viva la. What? Where are they paying you to say this? Are they paying you to say this? So I just checked, and Fury went down to 17 second, and 15 seconds later, which is at second two, the ref was barely on 8. So also he counted slower. The argument I've seen the argument I've seen like people make with this is like, oh, it's not like a 10 count. It's not like 10 seconds. It's just the ref counting to 10. Like it doesn't have to be 10 seconds. It's just, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? I've heard people say that before, but I don't know. I don't know which one it is, honestly. I don't know which one it is. Which one is it? Do you guys know? Like, do you guys know? Because I know people say different things. Some people will say, "Hey, it's not necessarily 10 seconds. It's however long the ref takes to count to 10." I don't know the rules. I should know. I should ask, but I don't know the rules. I might be dead on. Triller, man. Pobre Teofimo. They fucked. Well, it's Teofimo's fault, I guess. I don't know. It's not really Teofimo's fault, is it? Because it's not his fault they bit it the most. Let's see. Wilder lovers are at it again with the excuses. They were ones that labeled the first fight no excuses. Yeah, I just don't want any more excuses, but I didn't know that that was a thing. I didn't know that, like, the count was slow or dead or. That I didn't know that. They gave me free shirts actually comfortable. Dude, look at my shirt. You could tell I got the shirt as a gift. I didn't buy this. Oh. He was counting and stopped. Wilder was in his corner. Okay, give me the round number so that maybe we can watch it together on YouTube because I don't remember that. Right, not by seconds, right? I mean, so I guess you can say like some reps count slower, right? Like I guess you can say that. Do they do it? Do they do it intentionally? I don't know, but maybe some refs do count slower. Some refs may count like 1, 2, 3, right? And some are like 1, 2, right? So I don't know. I don't know who does what. Referee stopped the count because Wilder was in a neutral corner. Also, he counted slower Wilder as well as Kenny Bayless counted slow for Wilder in the second fight. Y'all pay attention to all this shit. I was so hyped. Like, I was so hyped about the fight and all the drops and all that I was just drinking Lagunitas IPA. Please sponsor me. I was drinking Lagunitas going out of my fucking head. Like, I was jumping up and down my bed. I was not paying attention to that. I should pay more attention. Combat Talk says, but the ref even stopped counting to tell Wilder to back up and continue counting where he left off from. Okay, so you feel like he should have like counted in his head as he was telling Wilder, like kind of counting his head, right? Yeah, I guess that's like arbitrary, like that's subjective about how you feel if one is counting slow or fast. Referee stopped the count because Wilder was in neutral corner. Oh, I already read that. Hey, jump in with me. Somebody jump in with me. Jump in with me. Let's talk boxing. I'm watching the game too. Like, it's one out, one in base. Come on, we need to beat the Giants because I am such a huge Dodgers fan. You guys know this. I can't lose to the Giants. Like, I will never be able to emotionally recover from this. Tells that said Theo versus Honor Barbosa. I mean, I guess Barbosa's okay, right? Like at 140. Yeah, isn't Barbosa 140? So he's gonna move up. I imagined he would just vacate the IBF and keep the other belts. I thought that's what the Fimo was gonna do. Just drop the IBF, right? Just so Cambosos and someone else could fight for it. But he might just drop all of them. Oh, he walked them. He might just drop all of them and fight. Barbosa's a good test. I like Barbosa. He's cool, but I think he gets hit too much. His fight with Alex Salcedo was like pretty good. That was his last fight, right? Do you have RGBA shirts? I do. I have two Virgil Ortiz shirts that they gave me. The one time I went to one of the times that I went to interview Virgil, they gave me one of the blue ones that says Grand Prairie, and it's like Virgil with his hands up like this. And then I have the gray one that just says Virgil Ortiz and it has like boxing gloves. I have those two. I have a bunch of boxing shirts. I have a shit ton. And I have wait, no pone abrir la closet. I have a bunch. And then I have like Ryan Garcia ones too that I just get them, people give them to me, and I wear them to sleep or just to walk around. So why call it a 10 count if it doesn't matter? The ref, yeah, I don't know. We should Google it. Should we Google it? Is a 10 count in boxing 10 seconds? That's like the first thing that came up. I guess a lot of people have this question. So I'm going to share my screen to what that is. Because yeah, I never really I've heard the discussion before about how, you know, it's either 10 seconds or just how long it takes to count to 10, right? So let's share the screen. Let me put it. It says boxing rules require the timekeeper after a knockdown to immediately begin calling off the seconds, indicating a count on his arm. According to the rules of the New York and New Jersey commissions, a knockout is not necessarily 10 seconds, but rather a count of 10. So this only says about New York and New Jersey boxing commissions. We don't know about Vegas. We don't know about any other state. So that's a good question, actually, because it does say to immediately start calling off the seconds, right? So if you're calling off the seconds, it should be seconds. Try to count as best in your head, right? But let's go down. How long is a 10 count in boxing? Timing. Despite a Marquez of Queensberry rules stipulating that fighter has 10 seconds to rest from a knockdown, studies of a knockdowns have shown that the referee's 10-second count does not typically last 10 seconds. When Billy Conn was counted out against Joe Louis, the count lasted 12.14 seconds. So yeah, it differs. Like, it's basically how long a ref wants to count, which is crazy. So I'm not sure. Ooh, Jarlin Garcia's in. Let's hope we score a lot against them. Yeah, so this is basically just no. Doesn't matter. They don't care. Fury versus Usyk could be. I feel like it would be more of a chess match. Oh my god, my fucking mouse is acting stupid. It'd be more of a chess match. I feel like it was the 4th round. Should we do it? Should we watch it together? I wish. I am not. I wish though. It's my first one. I'm watching the Dodger game. I'm hoping they win. If I don't, I'm gonna be very sad. Too strong, Laura. I mean, yeah, you're very young, so let's not drink these yet. I gave Miguel the first time Miguel had never drank a beer ever or drank liquor ever, and the first thing I gave him was an IPA. Te mandé, Freddie, I sent you an invite on Twitter. I lost $100. Somebody, Artman on Twitter. Artman, I think his name is some guy on Twitter named Artman who's like really big on Wilder. Lost $1,000. So, you know, it's okay. Don't feel that bad. Don't feel that bad because yeah, someone lost $1,000, and yes, every ref has, and it's crazy, right? To think about. Laura, come on too. I want a free Rolly shirt too. Motherfucker never gave me a shirt. Dude, come on in. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Come on in. Let's be on here if you have time. I can send you the link on the Instagrams. Oh, that's I got a replay. Damn, leave room for favorite. Yeah, it does leave room for favoritism. It does. It's at the discretion of the ref. You know. Oh, are you okay?
Yeah.
What do you need? Let's go. Miguel said, "Go Giants, Miguel."
The Giants suck.
The Giants suck, Miguel. Miguel, why would you say that?
Go Dodgers.
I told Miguel I'm sending a $20 for shot. Now he should be paying for your shots. And yes, I'm gonna tell you guys what she said, okay? So me and hold on, Freddie's in. Freddie,
Yo, what up?
acércate más al mic. No se oye.
Hey, you hear me okay?
I think, can y'all hear us? Can y'all hear him okay?
Do you hear me
I
okay?
hear you. I hear you okay, but
Okay.
it's like
It's
a
like
little,
low.
it's low.
Oh, I have my AirPods on. Should I take them off?
A ver, trata without them.
I bet. Hold up.
Okay, so in the meanwhile, let me tell you what happened with Jordan Plant. So when we were at the media presser, we were
Are you?
okay. They're much better. When we were at the presser for Canelo versus Plant, Canelo came in first, right? So Canelo came in first. So you know how they have like that little, ¿cómo se dice? Like the poster shit with their name on it, where they are at the interviews, right? So Canelo goes first. We get him whatever, and they're like, "Oh well, we need to start it. We'll get Caleb Plant after." Like Caleb Plant will be after the press conference. Then we'll interview him. So whatever, all the bullshit happens. Canelo and him kind of get in that bitch slap fight. And then after, we're waiting for Caleb Plant to make his way down the same little row where you're there to interview him. And Jordan Plant was literally right behind us. Like Canelo hasn't fought yet. Basically where the TV is. Like she was talking to two other people, and she's like talking about the press conference. Like, oh yeah, all this was a mess. And then she says, "We're not in Mexico. We're in America." So me and my friend are like literally looking down, and we both look at each other like, the fuck? Like, did we just hear her say that? And we're like, and he's like, let's see what else she says. But we didn't hear anything else. Like, we weren't really, we stopped like hearing her because Caleb Plant was getting closer. So then people were asking him shit. We couldn't hear anymore. But she literally said, "We're not in Mexico. This is America." And I'm just like, why the fuck would she say that? I felt so sad.
Mexico isn't America.
I'm like, bro, like, why would you say that? I usually think she's cool. Like, she does her job well. Like, I don't see why she would say that. Like, I never thought of her that way. And then people are like, oh, in what context? Like, in what context is it okay to say that? Like, in what context is it okay to say some shit like that? Unless you're telling somebody, like, directions or, like, pointing a geographical map. And even then, it is America. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck?
That sucks. I liked her too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to, like, say, fuck you. But people were telling her, like, how, and she never responded to it. Because I don't think, now I'm scared. I'm scared that if I show up to the next freaking PBC thing, they're going to be like, get the fuck out of here. Oh yeah.
Oh, they just scored.
Dodgers scored again. Freddie, you're a Giants fan, huh?
I don't like baseball.
Good answer. That's better than Giants.
What up, Jesus? Hey, I want to run something by you. I don't know if you heard about the new Colorado rule.
What
Check this out.
Colorado?
I'll read it to you. Just real quick. I'm not gonna read the whole thing because it's kind of long. But Colorado is basically not forcing it, but they're now applying the open scorecards. So, like, every round, everybody knows what the score is. So, no surprise at the end. What do you think about that?
I think it could be both good and bad. Good because I feel like I get a sense of like urgency. Because look at Jogba. Like Jogba, he wasn't doing shit. But also, do you think it'll help with like robberies?
I think it will because it kind of forces judges to be more transparent and be responsible for how they score after every round, right? But the only thing I don't like about it is that it kind of ruins like the surprise at the end.
Yeah, the anticipation, especially when it's a close fight.
When it's a close fight, yes. But well, I don't know. I guess if it's that close, the last round could decide it. But what I do like about it is if somebody knows that they're down on the cards, like for sure, like they're gonna have to push themselves and maybe risk even getting knocked out. You know what I mean?
Okay, people, what do y'all think? What do you think about that? About having open scorecards? I don't know if I like that simply because I do like the drama of waiting, the anticipation.
I don't like the drama of a robbery though, so I'm kind of for it. So here's the deal:
I don't think that's gonna stop. Do you think that's gonna stop robberies? I feel like I would like better if judges were able to interview after and make an assessment onto why
they
scored it that way.
So, but
No, you're right, because then they'll be like, well, I don't remember. I just remember at the moment that I scored that round.
but the thing is that they're not. So they're not. It's still basically up to the promoter, but they are like allowing it, and they're like kind of wanting to push it like to be a thing now in Colorado and apparently Kansas as well, I believe. But it's still up to the promoter, like they get final say. So I don't expect, like, for example, Top Rank to adopt that because
Okay, to the
Yeah.
promoter for every specific fight, or to the
Yeah.
promoter for the whole event? Because I feel like that's gonna matter when they got guys that are their favorites. You know?
Well, how does it really vary when it's the promoter for the event? Usually they're the same person promoting the fighter. So what do you mean?
No, like per fight. Like for example, this Saturday's fight. Would that mean all of the cards were open judge open scorecard, or only the main event, or like, you know?
I don't know, but my assumption is, like, for example, this past weekend it was co-promoted, right? So I think they would have to agree like ahead of time. Hey, are we gonna do this or are we not? Because I'm pretty sure they'd have to do it like for the whole event.
Well, Miguel says it'll be for the corner, not for the audience.
No,
I think
including
for
the fighters,
But
everybody.
the audience too, like on TV, they'll like say the unofficial and official scorecards now.
Yeah, look, I'll read it. Open scoring allows for everyone, including the fighters, coaches, and fans, to know how the judges are assessing the fight in real time. After every round, the scores would be made public to anyone who wants to see them. Fighters would be able to know if they are winning or losing on the scorecards during the bout.
Damn, that is gonna cause like some fuck it, I'm gonna go all out. Because if
I
you
want to
know
see it. I just want to see it in effect and see, like, okay, do I like it or not?
in motion.
Yeah.
Man, the Dodgers better fucking bring somebody out. I swear to God.
Kershaw.
A ver, déjame ver. Kershaw's not, he's not bad. He's a pitcher. Mr.
yeah.
Franco, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. I could help, but since boxing's judge not measured, there'll always be bad decisions. I think it's going to be also going to put like a difference on the judging, because you know it's always one judge with like a fucking crazy ass scorecard. So I feel like if there is like open scorecard, then it'd be better to also have them explain it regardless, even if it's open. Like have them say why. Like at least little notes, you know, for everything you do, even like in baseball. Like if you're taking score, oh, grand slam! Fuck, he got it. Fuck, damn, that could have been a grand slam. Oh my God, me tenía con el Jesús en la boca. Fuck, that was a good play though. Anyway, sorry. I would want to have like, especially when it's one judge always with a crazy ass scorecard. Why? Like, hey, like, what did you see? So little notes here and there, like just on round one, why did you give it to this fighter? I like the footwork. I like this better. They landed the more effective punches, even though the other guy landed more by count. You know, or they countered more, you know, effectively. Punches were, you know, power punches as opposed to just maybe like little taps. More efficient, you know, more efficient like movement or whatever. Like put little bullet points, I guess. Because then for what? You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. I don't see why they don't interview them or ask them. But Miguel says that's his opinion for the corner. Well, when Canelo versus Triple G fought the first time, so something in my eye, they told him, right, like that there was a draw. Before they announced that it was a draw, I remember they told Triple G and Abel, like, they scored it a draw. And that's why Triple G ya tenía su cara de culo. I mean, I don't blame him. I thought he won that fight, but he was already like damn, because they told him. I think Eric Gomez went up and told Abel and Triple G that they gave him a draw for the first one. So I think the fighters, some of them know. And then I forgot who or what fight it was. Que también, I think the corner told the guy, like, hey, you're down on the cards.
Yo, I can't.
Which fight was it? It was recent. ¿Cuál era? You remember? Because they also made it. I don't know what fight it was, but I remember that they made a big deal about it because it was one of those that people claim was a robbery. And that's what they used. They're like, well, even the corner told him that he was down on the cards. But was it Oscar? I don't remember who.
I don't remember. I don't remember seeing anything like that. And I probably did. I just don't remember.
It was recent. It was recent to where the corner told, and I don't know if it was just telling him like nomás para que se pusiera las pilas, or if he really knew. But I remember the corner told a fighter like, "You're down on the cards." And then when he won, the people were like, "What the fuck? He lost." Even the corner told him he lost. He was losing. So I don't remember. I don't remember honestly. I mean, let me go on the exact
Laura says Davis, but no, Davis won by stopping.
No, I know,
Barrios.
but did they tell him that? What round was it when he stopped Barrios? 9, no?
Yeah, but I think they didn't know the cards. They didn't know the cards. They just went off of assumption like, hey, you're losing the fight. You know
And
what I mean?
Floyd was all up on their business too, so it made it look like urgent. Mr. Franco says, for example, ring generalship seems to always be subjective. You can ask 5 different people, and that's what I always say. Like with judges, some judges just like you to be the busier fighter and to be the attacker. For you to be walking down the other fighter, even if the other fighter's countering well, they prefer the fighter who's coming forward and making the action happen.
That's all subjective, yeah.
For boxing. Is there a specific set of rules on how you're supposed to judge a fight?
Not really. It's kind of subjective. So, for example, one of the ones that I disagree with a lot of people with is the recent Rigo fight, because I thought he won the fight, but everybody's like, no, he didn't do enough, right?
Casimero?
With Casimero, right? But that's being subjective because what I saw and what I liked was that was a total Rigo fight. Casimero had no control over that whole fight. That
but
fight,
I think people get turned off by the fact that Rigo was just
yeah, I understand that, but that doesn't tell me that he wasn't in there doing exactly what he wanted to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I love Rigo, and I understand the hate for him. I love Rigo. I think he's a shit, but also, yeah, he's fucking boring. I can't defend the man.
You know what? I preferred watching that. To me, it was like cat and mouse because I didn't think he could keep that up for 12 rounds. So I actually enjoyed watching it because I was waiting. I was on the edge of my seat. There's no way he can keep doing this. Something's going to happen, right? So he basically had me waiting the whole time and nothing happened.
Who's Casimero fighting now?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't looked.
I don't know. Nito Donaire went for the new Parabellum. What's it called? That new Richard Schaefer's new promotional company? Parabellum?
Oh, we were talking about this the other day.
Prebellum? Parabellum? I don't forgot. Something else.
I don't know.
And I know Nonito Donaire went on it. Regis Progre. I forgot who the fuck else. Someone says I don't like Dante's Boxing Nation. He has video breaking down the count. I honestly never watched any of his videos. I don't think I know who that is. Dante's is that like Ego?
Kind of, but
I just know Ego because he's on Twitter.
Yeah. Maybe not as opinionated as Ego, but kind of like a lightweight Ego.
Like a simmer down.
Yeah, like a watered down version of Ego.
And to be honest, I know they don't like them on Twitter, but I don't watch their videos. I don't really watch Ego or them. I don't have anything against them, but I don't no me llama la atención. So look up their stuff or be like, oh, what do people dislike him? I just feel like they just have that narrative that a lot of people on Twitter have, and that's what they're gonna make. Maybe they're telling Davis he was down, then got the KO. That was a round after, really? That's pretty sick. If he did tell him and then he got the KO. Mayweather telling Davis he was down and then got a KO. All the reps count different. In the end, the count was legal. Yeah, that's what they were talking about, Freddie. Is it true that he counted slower for Fury when Fury fell?
They counted slower for Fury. Yeah, they counted slower for Fury. I forget what it was for Wilder. Oh, for Wilder, it was a different fight. I think it was the one against Ortiz where he was in the corner, right?
Yeah. For Wilder versus Ortiz, yeah. They gave him a break. They were over there in the corner. That was bullshit.
Quejas, dude, between all those fighters, everybody always complains about something.
The same was gonna happen with Ruiz versus Joshua before Joshua, basically before he waved it off, he pulled him to the side too, and he was in his corner. I don't know. I was like, man, they're gonna do the same shit. It should be like 10. Either you're up and running or fuck you, get out of here. That's how I feel it should be. Like, if you no te paraste, then fuck that. We're not gonna be waiting on you. I'm not gonna give you a little bit more or ask you, are you okay? And walk to me, blah blah. Like that should all be within the 10 seconds, in my opinion.
But also remember, it's not about the seconds; it's about the count. And also, the count doesn't start until the opposing fighter is standing in a neutral corner.
So that's what it is. I thought it was
Yeah.
right away.
No.
But it's very rare that I see a fighter run to the neutral corner after getting drugged.
Well, that's how it's supposed to be. Like that's what
I
it
rarely see
says.
them. I do see some of them like immediately like run to the corner.
Mhm.
Some of them like immediately just fucking dash to the corner. But
I have seen
don't
some
see it
refs like
often.
start counting right away,
Yeah.
and technically that's not what you're supposed to do. But
Why? Who cares if the other guy's standing right next to him? ¿Qué le va a hacer? ¿Le va a meter otro putazo?
I don't know.
There's always one when HBO when Lawrence Cole told him he was up, may have been against Himrex Haka. I don't remember that. I just remember what happened on Marquez. No, it was it Barrera who hit him, who hit Juan Manuel Marquez when he was already down, or was it the other way around?
Oh, I don't remember.
You don't remember? I think Juan Manuel got knocked down by Barrera, and he was like on a knee for already like 3 seconds, and he still fucking punched them. That was pretty funny.
That's way before my time. I was probably like 3 years old. I don't know.
Are you saying I am old?
I'm just kidding. I'm pretty sure I'm older than you, actually.
Ring generalship, defense, clean punching, and effective aggression. That's what it's supposed to be judged on, according to Miguel. Ring generalship, defense, clean punching, and effective.
I think that's right. I think that's what they have it as, like in the rule book or whatever.
Textbook. That's what it's supposed to be. Well, it's called Probellum. I wonder what happened there. Why he made his own.
What the hell is Probellum? I mean, I know it's a promotion, but what does it mean?
I don't know. Should we Google it? Probellum.
Yeah, I'm about to Google it.
You don't believe in Google?
What the hell is Bellum? I'm just gonna Google Bellum because obviously he's for it, whatever it is. Oh, war. It means war. Okay, that's kind of cool.
See what I'm talking about?
It does?
You know what I'm talking about, man.
To me, it doesn't come out as that. It just says the situations
War,
that existed.
militia, a fight, warfare, etc., etc.
Oh, yeah. Contextual translation of Probellum into English. Human translation of examples of war, warfare, warman, great war, for war.
I like it.
That's pretty cool. I wonder what happened, though, because it wasn't Schaefer with, like, Showtime? No, you have a T. No.
That was before Ringstar, no?
Ringstar. Oh, shit. That's right. I remember Ringstar didn't give, like, Carlos. What was his name? Carlos
Valderas. So
Valderas.
it was.
They did not do him right.
I don't know who he was with before Golden Boy, but it was Golden Boy, then Showtime and PBC, whatever. And then he was supposed to be with Mayweather Promotions, and he might have been for a little bit. And then he did Ringstar.
Ringstar did not do Carlos Valderas right. Like, he was never televised until the day he got knocked the fuck out.
They didn't really do anybody. I had high expectations for Ringstar. I was disappointed.
Who else did they have?
I don't fucking
I
remember.
just
They
know
did have
Carlos
like
Valderas.
no, they did have like I want to say about 8 fighters, roughly about 8 fighters, but I don't remember.
Yeah, Valderas seems to be doing good now with Top Rank. Seems that they're treating him right. Apparently, it was because Wilder did not go to the neutral corner. Okay. Yeah, can you? Eddie,
There you
can you
go.
bring me another one, por favor? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
that
that's what
makes
it
sense.
was. I remember.
I didn't know
That's what
that.
it was. Miguel's right.
Watch it with scripting college. That's the YouTube channel. The count, but I guess it's been already said that because he wasn't at the corner. It's impressive that Wilder went as far as champ without doing road work any of his training camps. What do you mean road work? What does that mean?
Probably like running.
Oh, a lot of fighters don't believe in that. A lot of
I
fighters
heard
like,
he doesn't run. Yeah.
they just believe in punching and mitt work and hitting the bag. A lot of fighters don't do nothing like that. A lot of them, they don't do that. I think he was gassed. Like, they both looked gassed to me at one point. Both of them looked like they were literally like, ya casi están cayendo. I appreciate you, sir.
It's already open.
Oh, thank you. Have children.
Hey, that's the kid on the drums, huh? That kid's badass on the
Yeah.
drums.
So that's apparently, yeah. I remember when they made fun of Mikey because he didn't have a 6-pack. Oh, Freddie, are you going to the Mikey fight?
Dude, okay, so check this out. I have a crazy schedule ahead of me. All right, so Friday, I think I'm waiting on the call, but I think I'm going to go to
¿Diego?
San Diego. Yeah.
Damn, vas a venir para acá and then regresarte para arriba.
And then yeah, Saturday, I'm going to the Mikey fight in Fresno. I'll come home on Sunday and relax, and then Monday I go to Vegas for Rolly's camp.
Oh, you're going to go for his camp?
Yeah, so I'm going to be like everywhere.
You're going to be there the whole time of his camp?
No, not the whole time. Just gonna go for a few days.
Did he start?
Because right now he's working out. He's training with Teofimo and Abram, and I just want to go get a little bit of footage on all of them.
Yeah. Post a bunch of shit like that. You're gonna do it. That's gonna be a sick ass buildup with Rolly versus Tank. That's going to be a stupid ass, bomb ass press conference. You should tell Rolly to tell Tank about not being able to touch the floor when he's sitting down on the stool.
Oh no, trust me, Rolly's got a lot of things he wants to say.
Got a lot of ammo.
Yeah.
Dude, that's gonna be like I can't wait. I can't wait for that shit.
Yeah, I talked to that dude literally like almost every day. I mean, I talked to him all the time, even before it got announced, but after it got announced too. He's just been calling me a lot, and I've been talking to him a lot.
He messaged me on Snapchat, and he's like, "Guess what?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "It's the fight with Tank is happening." I didn't believe him. I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, he told me, dude. He told me so long ago, and I was like,
"I'm like, no, it's not." And he's like, "Yeah, it is."
What? I've come to learn that I have to believe Rolly when he tells me shit. The only thing I don't believe, and I still don't believe, the only thing that I know, it's because a lot of this shit he shows me and he proves me wrong, and I'm like, damn, you were telling me the truth this whole time. But what I still am not buying is that he says this every fight. Oh, I'm gonna knock him out in the first round. I'm like, bro,
he always
stop.
says that, yeah.
Okay, I'm not that one. I'm not buying. Everything else, I believe him.
Dude, but that's he told me también. No me acuerdo. Last time that he came around the lake, he's like, "Oh yeah, we're just deciding on the money." I'm like, "Bro, shut up." I'm like, "That's not gonna happen." He's like, "Yeah, it is." And I'm like, "No, whatever." And then he's like, "We're gonna wait till the day before the Wilder fight or something." He told me something like that the week of. And I'm like, "All right, I'll see." But I didn't say shit because I'm like, I don't want to look stupid if I like say something and then it's not true, because I didn't trust him. I didn't think he was saying the truth. And then when they made it official, he's like, "See," he's like, "I told you."
But you know why?
You got me there.
You know why? Because he had told me too for the longest time. He's like, "Hey, you can go ahead and tell everybody like, we're gonna fight Tank. We're gonna fight Tank and whatever, right?"
I didn't think he would.
When people would ask me about it, I would always just say that that's the plan.
Home run, bitches! Woo! Woo! Okay, let's go on.
Hell yeah!
Who are they playing? Oh, the Giants. No wonder you
that's why I asked you, because I know you from up there.
I don't care about those guys.
Is Inoue going to fight again this year? Is he doing New Year's? Dude, that's what I don't like. Top Rank is doing Inoue dirty. I didn't like that move. I didn't like Inoue to Top Rank. I didn't like that.
Should they do in Japan? They're trying to look for their next international star.
He should have fought on Halloween again, because the monster and blah blah blah. Top Rank hired me to do promotion. Hello, Top Rank, monster, Halloween, missed opportunity.
No, Edgar's the monster.
I know you congratulated him, and I agree with you to a certain extent, because it's a part of everybody's development to get caught, and then maybe that te pone las pilas and be like, okay, well, I'm not gonna be knocking motherfuckers out in the first round no more, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think what is being held against Berlanga is that Top Rank didn't do him any favors by hyping him up that much.
Yeah.
They're talking about like the next Mike Tyson, blah blah, because he was knocking motherfuckers out in the first round.
Yeah.
But they were very much aiming him towards the casuals.
Yes.
Very much like aiming him. So when his fight before this, where he was, he fought, I forgot who, and he was like, they were expecting him to do a knockout, and he went the distance, right? What undercard was that on? I forgot.
I don't remember.
I remember it was a big fight though, because they were hoping that it would be a knockout, right? They put him as the opener. And then I think that's what hurts him. That like he went straight from like straight knockouts to going to distance to now getting knocked down. And it's not even against like the greatest opposition or like big punchers.
But this is where I'll give you a good argument. Well, maybe, I don't know. It depends on where you stand. But like, okay, I'll bring up Lalo for example because he's a friend of mine and he's a friend of yours. Lalo will praise somebody like Ryan Garcia, who I also think is very good, but it was too much. The hype was more than the talent and the skill, right? And you could say the same thing with Berlanga, but they both got dropped by guys who were not world champions, have never been world champions. They're just contenders. They both got dropped. They both got up, but Ryan Garcia gets praised for it, and Edgar Berlanga gets knocked for it.
I think that you have a very valid point. Same thing, right? Guys that were knocking dudes out, and then eventually as they get better opposition, you see a shift. But I do think Ryan Garcia showed more skill than Berlanga. 1, 2. I'm not like Lalo, and I wouldn't put him as any example because we know Lalo. I love Lalo. He's cool. Lalo's my boy. But he just dick rides. Like that's it. That's Lalo. That's okay. And that's okay. That's what he does. He dick rides certain fighters and that's cool. But I would not name him as like an example because he will, like you said, but it's true. That's what he'll do. He'll recognize one fighter because he's dick riding them, but then another fighter he will be like, oh, who's this? Blah blah blah. So I guess it in a way it is a good example, but I don't think it applies to me, and I wouldn't take it for, like I wouldn't take a lot of it because it's Lalo. The press conference is gonna be funny as hell, dude. Somebody said that that Tank was gonna knock the lisp out of Rolly.
Mom, that's what Bryce Haas said to us in the room.
We don't do YouTube.
I think Rolly's being very, very underestimated in this fight.
Okay, give us your reasoning because I like Rolly too. He's my dude, whatever. Like we're cool with each other. But I think he's gonna get knocked out. And I told him, I'm like, dude, I am legitimately worried about you. I straight up told him, I'm like, hey, bullshit aside, Rolly, like I'm worried about you. Like I don't know. I feel like he's gonna get knocked the fuck out.
I'm not.
Especially because of his style. Like he's gonna be looking for the knockout, and I feel like that's gonna leave him prone to getting countered by Tank. I just feel like I'm gonna see him get hurt, and it's gonna not feel that good. Even though Tank is cool too, but I have my, Tank. I recognize that he's a good fighter. He has great power, but he's not my favorite person because he's like been abusive and shit like that. We've never heard shit like that from like Rolly. He's actually a really nice fucking dude.
He's a really nice dude.
Yeah, he's
people who never met him don't know that.
No, he's a really cool dude. Like he's like really fucking cool. He's like the most normal fucking dude. A little weird, but not like in a bad way. So and I told him, I'm like, Rolly, like I'm scared for you, bro. Like I'm gonna see you get knocked the fuck out. So you give us the reasoning why you think that.
Well, I don't know if you'll disagree with me, but I do think Rolly is the harder puncher of the two. Excuse me. He's obviously the bigger fighter. I don't feel like he's gonna give Gervonta any ground. So Rolly's not the kind of guy to be walking backwards, right? And that makes me assume that Gervonta is going to be going backwards because I don't think Gervonta wants to sit there and trade with the guy like Rolly. Can we agree that Rolly is the hardest puncher Gervonta has ever or will ever face?
For now, I think so. Yeah, because I think the best guy that Gervonta has beat is Pedraza.
Yeah,
Mario Barrios was he was a champion and he had like a good heart. But that was a tailor-made match for Tank. Tailor-made.
You said Barrios?
Barrios.
Okay. So here's another reason. Were you aware somebody said Rolly punches harder than Tank? Nah, bruh. See, I don't understand where people are getting this assumption that Tank, I don't know, maybe I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Because the guys that he's knocking out
are people.
Huh?
He's knocked out a bunch of people.
Yeah, so has Rolly.
But Rolly, I think. Oh my god. The thing is, I think is that Rolly won the distance with Mariñez, and I don't think that helped.
But
And then
Gervonta's not Mariñez.
with Yigit, yes, Yigit is an Olympian, but he was messy as fuck, bro. Like that shit was super sloppy.
What about
And I was watching that shit like, what's happening?
what about Barrios?
Was Barrios sloppy?
No. I'm asking, what do you think about Barrios as an opponent?
I think he was a great opponent in the way that we knew that he was not going to go down without a fight, but it was tailor made for Tank in the way that this guy, because he was not going to get back, he was not going to back up, he was going to get got. And he did have some success, just like Leo Santa Cruz had success. And you know, I will say this, and I always get dragged for this on Twitter. People always talk shit to me on Twitter for this. But I don't give Tank knockout of the year because he knocked out Santa Cruz. Was it a beautiful knockout? Yeah.
It was.
Were we expecting it?
Smaller guy.
But were we expecting it? Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's what we were. Why are people like, oh my god, amazing knockout, blah blah? Like, what the fuck else are we expecting? That's what we knew what was gonna happen. Everyone knew that was gonna happen. Was Santa Cruz having success? Yes.
So let me tell you something. Did you know Rolly sparred Barrios?
Who? Who's that? Remember? He lives in New York now. Oh, we'll talk about that later. So, go on. Sorry.
Did you know Rolly sparred Barrios?
No, I did not know that. When? For that camp? For that camp?
Like, no. Like recently, not for that camp, but I think, yeah, Rolly can do a lot more than people are giving him credit for.
So Combat Talk says, why did Rolly look the way he did in his last fight? If he fights Tank like that, Tank will take him out early.
How did he look?
Sloppy. To my opinion, he looks sloppy.
Rolly or the other guy?
In my opinion, Rolly looks sloppy. I thought it was funny, though, that when he got the point taken away, he was basically just waiting for the ref to be done to go back and put a beat.
So, I guess to answer that question, to me, honestly, and I've told Rolly this a lot too, is like, to me, he kind of looks like that in every fight, to be honest. But
Rolly?
Yeah, he kind of just, his style is just weird and not the prettiest for me, right? It's not like watching like Abram Martinez. Abram Martinez is very textbook, very fundamentally sound. And
yeah, I think Abram looks good.
I love watching him. It's like beautiful boxing.
Yeah, Abram is a really good boxer.
With action. It's not like Rigo, like beautiful boxing. It's beautiful boxing.
Yeah, I think the first time I watched Abram was in the undercard for the top rank at the Bank of California. He was like early in the Bank of California, no?
Who did he fight?
I don't remember. But I'm like, oh, like this guy looks good. And I didn't know him back then. I didn't know who he was. I just remember I saw him and I was like, oh shit, like this guy, he fights well. Tenía sus trencitas. And I was like, oh shit, like who's that? He looks good. He looks
He's
like
my favorite fighter.
He looks very fundamental sound for someone who's barely on the come up. You know what I mean? So when I was at Rolly's and like he's like, oh, this is my roommate. I'm like, oh, you're Abram. And he's like, oh, he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, I've seen you fight before. But I didn't know that he was your favorite fighter.
He's my favorite fighter. But for example, so I'll use him as an example. They box completely different, both of them. I'm preferable towards Abram's style. But I know that because Rolly is so different, like how do you train for that? So Gervonta Davis right now is sparring Scooter Davis. Scooter Davis doesn't fight like Rolly. He can't imitate Rolly. Like, how do you imitate Rolly? You can't.
You need like 3 guys. Spar 3 guys at a time. Sí que te llegan putazos de todos lados. Somebody said, besides Pedraza and Barrios, Davis has made a career fighting smaller men. I do agree with that. That fight that he had at the StubHub with that, like, I don't know, he had like a 3rd round knockout. That shit was like such bullshit. I was like, why would they invite, like, I mean, I guess that's why they invite all the celebrities to like just see this 126 guy coming up and get beat by Gervonta.
Another thing with Gervonta is, to me, in my opinion, it hasn't been proven that he has a great chin, and from what we know from not from sparring him, but from watching him spar at the Mayweather gym, because Rolly's been there. Like Rolly has seen Gervonta spar. His chin is somewhat like, we don't know yet, right? And we haven't been able to find out with him fighting the smaller guys. And then when he did fight Barrios, he even said post-fight in an interview, he said something like, oh, I was kind of nervous, like
Oh,
trying to go
yeah.
on it because
He did
I
say
didn't
that
want
he
to get
was
hit.
hesitant because he knew that he's a different weight class and he didn't want to get caught.
Right. So
He didn't have
on,
that concern against Leo.
against anybody, I feel like. So on our side, we're thinking, okay, and from what we've seen in the gym, right, with like him getting hurt and stuff, we're like, okay, his chin isn't all that. And then we know what we have on our side, although other people haven't seen it because Rolly hasn't really been hit like that in a fight. We know, or we feel at least, that we have a very, very solid chin, better than Gervonta's. So that's another thing taken into consideration too.
Now, my question is, why not fight somebody else like Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia? Why not
Because
take something else? Like, I feel like even if you guys feel like you have a good chance, why the sudden jump?
why
You know
not?
what I mean?
Teofimo did it.
Uh,
Teofimo did it.
yeah, he did, but Delfimo looked amazing against ¿cómo se llama?
Comey?
The green kid, Comey, yeah. Like I
But-
love that, and I know people hate Delfimo and they're like, oh, he's hot headed now, like he thinks he's all that, but he did the damn thing. He got the belt, and against like Comey, which at the time he had losses, but he was a champ, and he has power too, right? So it's like, oh, he knocked him out, and then he went straight for Lomachenko, and that's to be respected, right? But that's the thing. He looked good. I personally don't think Rolly looked good in the good way of he looked fundamentally sound. Like he just looked like sloppy.
So your question is more, why does he deserve it over other people? Not so much why did he fight?
Because we know in boxing it's not about who deserves what.
Okay,
It's
so what's
not.
your question? Let me get that.
My question is why tank? Like why instead of trying to maybe take on like slowly bettering opposition, because going from Yigit to tank, that's a huge fucking gap.
I agree.
Like,
I
that's a
agree.
huge gap.
But again, we're very, very confident on our, and we might be a small circle. Like we're probably the only ones that think that Rolly can beat this guy. But
I'm worried about Rolly.
We're not worried.
I'm gonna be fucking honest with you. We can fuck around and I'll be like, oh, haha, it's gonna be a knockout. But in my brain, I'm like, I don't think I want to see that.
No, you're gonna want to watch it. You're gonna
Like,
it's
gonna make me feel like shit, because like you said, like I'm not saying I'm fucking best friends with Rolly, but we do keep like a cool friendship, like communicate,
Yeah.
with Snapchat, whatever. Like when I go in Vegas, there's not a time I don't go to Vegas, but we don't fucking go out to eat or something. Like he's like you said, he's like a cool guy on Twitter and shit. He's just something else, but he's a normal person, and every time when I'm at least friends with a boxer, it sucks to see them lose. It fucking sucks. So I feel like, damn, I told him, like, damn, bestie, like, I don't think I'm ready to see you lay the fuck out on your back.
he's
But I
not
think
going
that's
to.
gonna happen.
He's not going to.
Chris says, how much credit does Tank get if he beats Rolly?
Still not enough. Oh, Tank, if he beats Rolly, he's not gonna get any credit
Why?
because people are already underestimating Rolly.
Yeah.
To be honest, this is kind of like lose for Gervonta.
No,
But
I disagree, because Gervonta has like a really fucking tight fan base. They love him. Everyone loves Gervonta.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with him if he beats Rolly?
People are gonna give him credit for that. People gave him credit for all the 126 motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, but those are the same guys that are still gonna give him credit regardless. But is he asking, is the tide gonna turn? Is Tank gonna gain new fans? Probably not. Not really.
I think he will get new fans, because that's just gonna be on World Star if he knocks out Rolly like that. Or
He's not
trending,
gonna knock out Rolly.
like with Leo Santa Cruz, that show was like trending on Twitter, trending on YouTube, all of that.
Rolly's not Leo Santa Cruz.
Nah, Leo Santa Cruz is too small. That's what I'm telling you. When anybody's like, oh, knockout of the year, I'm like, do not disrespect my Lord and Savior Alexander Povetkin. That was the knockout of the year. Not Tank. Yes, it was beautiful knockout. Yes, it was funny to see Leo like smiling on like while he was knocked the fuck out. But that's what we expected. Someone says Isaac Cruz will smash Gervonta David.
No.
¿Cómo se llama? Rolly had told me, he's like, I had to fight for this fight. He's like, they were trying to get Isaac Cruz. He's like, I had to fucking bug them for this fight. Isaac Cruz, no, I think Isaac Cruz is like the typical come forward Mexican style that would be also perfect for Tank.
That's another reason too why we're like, okay, he's not as confident as he might make it seem as Gervonta, because on our side, everything was signed. Rolly signed, everybody signed. Steven Espinoza, everybody. What's the dude? The promoter guy. I can't think of his name right now. Everybody was on board. The only person that everybody was waiting on was Gervonta. Ellerby, everybody was on board. Everybody except we were waiting on Gervonta. So we're like, what's taking so long, right? Like, and that to us is kind of like, okay, maybe he had to sit down and think about it, you know?
But they never sparred, right? Because I remember they always had like Twitter fingers también.
Never sparred.
I remember Tank was supposed to spar both Ryan and Rolly. Because I remember I was at Legends all the time when that beef with Tank and Ryan came out. I know, come spar me, blah, blah. And everybody was like, oh shit, like go come this day because Tank is going to come over here and he's going to spar Ryan. And we're waiting for that shit. Never happened.
Yeah, same thing happened at Mayweather's gym. Rolly and Gervonta were arguing somewhere on Instagram or Twitter one day, and then they were like, "All right, well, we'll spar at the gym tomorrow." Supposedly, they agreed, and Rolly showed up, and he went live for it, and he was wrapped up, and he was sitting there, and he was waiting. There was hella people waiting, and it was on live, so like hella people saw, and then yeah, he just never showed up.
Miguel said White's KO is not better than Tank's. It is in the way that White was not supposed to get knocked out. He was supposed to be Povetkin. We all knew Tank was going to knock out Leo Santa Cruz. And we knew that it was going to be brutal. We knew that shit was going to be brutal because he's a 126. And come on, he started at like, what, 118? Leo started his career at 118, bro.
115.
115? Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. 5 division. Yeah. 115. So we all, bro, get the fuck out of here, Miguel. PBC motherfucker. Rather see Tank versus Prograis. Bro, what is going on with Prograis' career?
I don't know. I'm like, for me, the Prograis meter is like,
dude, I was high on Prograis.
Me too.
Back when he was like, these little boys at 140 cannot fuck with me. Like, I was like, oh, like, I love Prograis. And then, like, I'm like, what the fuck happened to him?
Dude, did you see the recent picture? Like, not hella recent, but fairly recent with him and Shakur after they sparred?
I don't follow him because he posts too many of his kids and you get on my nerve.
Dude, like, Shakur looks hella bigger than Prograis. It's crazy.
I think the thing about Prograis is that, like, he lost a lot of momentum after his Josh Taylor loss, which he shouldn't have because that was a close fight. That Josh Taylor fight could have gone either way. So he lost momentum and then he fought that guy. ¿Cómo se llama? The one that bit Danny Garcia. ¿Cómo se llama? The one with the like yellow hair.
Baranchik? Or not Baranchik. I'm sorry.
I forgot. He like faked the injury on Triller. Remember?
Red Catch.
Ivan Red Catch. He like faked that injury on Triller. I think Prograis going through a lot with his like boxing career because he just in shambles right now, and then he just joined the Pro Bellum shit, and I don't know. He just looks like I would rather see Mikey versus Prograis. Supposedly they had that made, but Eddie Hearn offered more money for this, whoever the fuck this is. Because Davis needs a fight to make, but Davis has won't ever make that happen. Why not? And maybe that'd be his next fight. I don't see why they wouldn't want to make it. I feel like that'd be an easy fight for Tank. Is Fortuna, David Alvarado any good to fight? To fight who? What happened to Regis? He's just there. Also, what fucked Regis up is a pandemic. Because I remember after he was trying to fight a Hooker, right? Him and Hooker were supposed to fight.
Oh, yeah.
In like Maryland for some fucking reason. On the zone. Speaking of the zone, did you hear they're doing pay-per-view now?
I heard they were considering it. I didn't know if it was official or not.
That is such a like fucked up thing to do because of how hard they went on pay-per-view, like when they started.
Yeah,
that's like a really like el perro con la cola entre las patas shit.
What the fuck is going on with the Teofimo fight? I don't know. Dude, to be honest, let's just keep it real. None of us were ever really too high on the fight anyways. Unfortunately,
we weren't, but we just like,
me,
come on, get the fuck over it. it's just like, come on, like, just let it happen so that we can go back to the division, I guess. Because he got all
Yeah,
the fucking belts.
yeah.
Y luego, I got accepted to go to Miami, so I was already like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to Miami.
I was there.
Oh shit, that you were already there, yeah, with Andy.
I was there. So literally, we had a like a connecting flight or whatever, right? So we had to go to I think it was Arizona from California, went to Arizona to Phoenix, I believe, and then from there we were supposed to go to Miami. So when we got off the plane in Arizona, that's when we got the news that Teofimo had COVID and the whole fight was off, the whole event. And so we're like, shit, what do we do? Do we keep going? Like, we're in Phoenix, right? And we're like, what the hell? So we made some calls and we're like, whatever, we're just gonna see what happens. And I remember Andy was like, hey, bro, if they let me save the event, fuck it, I'll fight Cambosos. I don't care, you know? And they didn't let it happen, obviously. So we ended up going to Miami, and we were literally there for like a night. And they gave us the option, like, hey, you guys want to stay? We'll pay for your hotel and food and everything.
Like, fuck that, we're already there. We're already going. Fuck it.
Nah, I came back the next day. I was like, dude, I'm going home. There's no reason for me to be here. So,
Dude, it's Miami. I heard people are mean in Miami though. Like, I was like gonna book a flight, and I was looking for like hotels in the area. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll get an Airbnb. And people are like, oh, like the food is trash out there. Like, it's very disappointing. I'm like, oh. So then when, like, literally, I think that Monday, they're like, oh, never mind. Like, Teofimo got COVID. I'm like, oh, I guess that's good that I didn't buy the plane tickets yet then. And thank you for the super chat. Pergrin needs better promotion. Well, that's the thing. He doesn't have any. He's a free agent. Well, not anymore. Now he's with Probellum. Now he's with Probellum. But he was a free agent. And yeah, not anymore. He was working with the Zone, and then he worked with Triller, right? He worked with Triller.
he got paid that fight.
Good,
Yeah, dude, everybody on the Triller cards gets paid good. Let me tell you.
but I feel like they're like the zoning. Like, they want to like just fucking throw money and hope that it like comes back. Like the Zone, like they fucking threw money at all these fighters and they thought that it would pay itself, like it would pay off. And so far, has it? Probably not, because of the pandemic.
I mean, if they both crash, if we lose Triller and we lose the Zone, and we can somehow bring back HBO Sport or HBO Boxing, I'm all for it.
Somebody said PBC is going broke. They have nothing scheduled on Showtime. They literally just renewed a contract with Fox. So they're not going broke.
PBC is good. PBC is good.
Yeah, I think that's like more of an agenda when people say that shit. I hate that. I don't give a fuck about promotional companies. I don't give a fuck about promoters, networks. They all guilty to me of the same shit of like gatekeeping fights. All of them. And two, I don't care. Like, as long as the fight is good, I don't give a fuck who's it by. And I think PPC has the biggest, either people hate it or people love it. And it's like, but they're not going. They literally just today they announced that that Fox renewed another year with PBC. So I don't think they're broke. I don't think that's the case.
I think there's more money issues over on the DAZN side.
Oh yeah, 100%. I remember. Sorry, I got excited. Damn! No! Fuck. Base is loaded. There was a rumor that like supposedly Eddie Hearn got like money from like Saudi Arabia or some shit like that. Like he borrowed a bunch of money. What did you hear about that?
Not this one. I heard a couple of rumors.
Well, I heard that like Eddie Hearn, like he borrowed a bunch of like millions of dollars from like the Saudi Arabian princes, and that's why they wanted the like Mikey. If Mikey versus Pac-Man was gonna happen, like that's why Eddie was trying to make it so that it would go over there, Saudi Arabia.
I believe it. They got hella money over there.
That's what everybody was saying. That fuck. Imagine if they do a Grand Slam, it'd be tied. There's only one now.
They've been throwing money around like with WWE events and all that stuff too. So yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they paid big money for like a boxing event.
Someone said that was kind of Showtime just for boxing. Like well, Showtime's not expensive because if you get Showtime with like, what is it? I got Showtime, Spotify, and Hulu for like $10 when you get it in a bundle. So and even then, I think Showtime by itself is only like $10 a month. So it's not that expensive.
Yeah, it's not that. I pay for that separate, and I pay for my ESPN Plus, Disney, and Hulu in one.
Yeah.
I think that's like $15 or something like that.
I steal somebody's ESPN. I mean, I steal somebody's Hulu and I steal somebody's Disney Plus. So I have like, I remember I have something bundled, but I don't think like ESPN Plus is expensive. It's only $5.99, and when you don't have ESPN2, you can watch that shit on ESPN Plus, and it's super fucking cheap. Like for $5, fuck yeah, give me that shit.
Hella
I don't
cheap.
mind it. Victor says, how many subscriptions we have to get all the divisions? I'm confused. How many subscriptions we gotta get to have all the divisions? What do you mean?
I'm confused. I don't know.
Can you clarify that, please? Hold on. Chris says, thank you for the super chat. Who are you taking, Rolly or Tank, to Box Talk 101?
Yeah, I'm taking Rolly.
By knockout?
Probably, because I don't think they'll give.
They're not gonna give him the cards if he were to make it.
Actually, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say anything. Yeah, I'm taking Rolly.
Say it, and say it with your chest. Come on.
So no, I can't say it with my chest because I don't know 100%. But there is question marks regarding Tank's contract with Mayweather Promotions. It may or may not be up. We don't know.
Okay, so that's my question too. When Rolly came last time to LA, he told me that he wasn't with Mayweather Promotions.
You can't say, yeah.
He told me that, and I was like, "What? Oh no! Don't play! Fuck yeah! Don't play! Fuck the Giants! Suck my ass!" Anyway, yeah, he's like, "Well, I'm not. Oh, it's not a double play. It's just a single play." Oh fuck! One run came out. Anyway, whatever. He told me he's like, "Oh, I'm not with Mayweather Promotions anymore," and I'm like, "What? Like that doesn't make sense." He's like, "Yeah, no, I'm not with Mayweather Promotions anymore." But then when, I tell you, I don't believe anything he says. So I was like, "What? Okay, I guess." And then when I saw that the fight got made, I was like, "Oh, I guess Rolly is," because I saw that Mayweather Promotions on Twitter was like promoting the event and then quoting Rolly and talking about Rolly. So I'm like, wait, so is Rolly still with Mayweather Promotions? Because he told me he wasn't, but then I saw Mayweather Promotions talking about him. So I'm like, what's going on?
So I got in trouble with Leonard Ellerby because I said that same thing too. And I mean, I guess I could say it myself, but I said it on Rolly's live. We were in the gym and I was live on Rolly's Instagram, and somebody was talking about the Marinas fight. Oh, Floyd Mayweather paid for the judges or something like that. And I'm like, bro, you sound stupid as fuck because Floyd Mayweather doesn't promote Rolly. Like, Rolly is not with Mayweather, so why would Mayweather have any vested interest in Rolly, right?
Because Rolly had already hinted at it. Like, when I went to Vegas, he's like, "Oh yeah, like I'm going to Capetillo's boxing gym now." I'm like, but why? Like, you were always at the Mayweather boxing gym. He's like, "No," he's like, "Not anymore." So it was kind of like hinting at me, but he didn't like verify it until like he came last time. I forgot what month it was, but he came out here to LA and he told me, he's like, "Yeah," he's like, "I'm not with Mayweather Promotions anymore." And but I don't believe anything he says. So I'm just like,
no,
okay.
he's not though. He's with Al Heyman and Louis de Cubas. But we don't know about Gervonta. We don't know. We're not sure about Gervonta.
So when I said you guys get the zone or fight, I got the zone.
I
paused it. Like, I didn't buy the year thing because you never know what's gonna happen. So I just I get it monthly, but even then, like, depending on the fight, I might not. I just like view it with other methods. Oh yeah, I have it in the title and we haven't even talked about it. You guys think Herring versus Stevenson already? You guys, we didn't. So let's talk about it. Who you got?
Dude, I would love for Jamel Herring to win, but he's not gonna win.
I don't think he's gonna win either because Shakur has the way he's special in the way that he doesn't let anybody touch him. Like, no one can land punches on that kid, and I feel like it's gonna be the same with Jamel Herring. Oh, come on. I think it's gonna be good with it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a very boring fight.
Yeah, I
You know,
agree.
it's gonna be a very boring, very slow fight, very tactical. It's just, I mean, Shakur's, he doesn't let people touch him, and he doesn't really. He could
He
be a
doesn't do
busier
anything
fighter.
with
He
that.
doesn't do much because even in his last fight, like it's like, come on, like why are you not getting rid of this guy? But why are you not putting your foot in the pedal? Like, come on, you're the guy that has the most skill. So why are you not putting your foot on the pedal with this guy?
And usually too in his fights, he's usually the bigger guy as well.
Yeah, yeah. Fuck them. Oh, inning. It's really the fifth inning. Oh my god.
So let me just off topic real quick. Explain to me what the hell's going on with baseball. Like, is this like playoffs or something?
It's playoffs, so it's going towards the World Series. And in baseball, I don't know. You don't have to know baseball, but the Dodgers and the Giants hate each other. Like they've had
Sure.
beefs. They've been having beef since like the Dodgers were in Brooklyn. Like they fucking hate each other, and they always play each other during the regular season, but they've never played each other in the postseason. They've never played each other in the playoffs. So there's a big deal. So even if we lose later, I don't give a fuck. But we need to beat the Giants.
That's probably why they hate each other because the Giants used to be from New York too.
Exactly. Yeah. So they've been having beef forever. Two, the Dodgers killed the fucking Giants fan. You know how they have a bunch of Cholo fans. The Dodgers have a bunch of like crazy
believe it.
fans. And in
I
the
believe it.
parking lot, that's why now at the Dodger Stadium you can't go in and out. You have to once you're in there, like you have to stay in there. They don't let you like go in and out. And there's always police. Like before, you used to be able to, even if you didn't get tickets to an event, you can pay for the parking lot and tailgate at outside of the parking lot and drink and watch the fucking on the big ass screen, like from the parking lot, the big screen on the stadium. But now you can't do that. And it's because the Dodgers killed a fucking Giants fan. Like that, I'm like, y'all take it too fucking far. But yeah, that's basically what's going on. So they are up now 2-1. Whoever wins 3 games at 3 out of 5. And right now we won 1 and they won 2. So if we gotta win today to tie, and then play another one. But if the Giants beats us, that's it. I can't lose to them. I'll lose to everybody else, not them. Not in the postseason. I'll cry, and I will cry here on camera. Okay, let's go back to the questions. Somebody said, Chris, go Giants. No, they're not going anywhere but home. Back to the smug city of San Francisco after they lose. The Zone or Fight TV. I don't think I ever had Fight TV.
I don't have Fight TV.
Is that where Triller is?
Yeah, actually, yeah, maybe I do. No, I don't have Fight TV. I think I just buy like a fight.
Yeah.
Like if it's like an event, I'll just pay for that event.
Miguel said I stole at least the Zone ESPN Showtime. He do. He also stole my pay-per-view. I didn't know that when you buy a pay-per-view, you can like share it or whatever. He just because I bought it through ESPN Plus. So since he has my ESPN Plus, he was able to access it. I thought they would trip because like it's different states.
Yeah.
Because with the Zone, I remember I was stealing someone's Zone. I'm not stealing it. They let me use it. But I think they gave it to somebody else too because when I logged in, it said it's already being played in 2 screens. So log out of 1 to be able to see it. I'm like, oh fuck.
But I think on the Zone you can do up to 2 screens. I think you can't do more than that though. I'm not sure.
You can't do more than 2. Yeah, that's why. Like he gave it to somebody else because when I logged in later, it's like, oh, log out of another device to be able to look at this one. And I'm like, fuck. Mikey versus Regis didn't happen because it was how to pay Tio versus Cambosos. But that was way before that. Tio Cambosos just fell off. This was way before that. Let's see. Herring on points? No. Shakur, no.
No.
Shakur is too good.
The future is with Shakur, so they will never do that.
Yeah, like they feel like I feel like even Top Rank, like Herring has had his moments and he has his fan base and he already had his 15 minutes.
Even if he were to win on points, he won't get the decision. Even if he were to beat Shakur, like look better than him, outperform him the whole fight, they're not going to give it to him.
You're right. No, they won't. Because Shakur is the future. You're right. Herring doesn't know how to fight inside. You have to force Stevenson into a brawl to beat him. Yeah. You have to be like a Maidana to even try to get anything out of Shakur Stevenson. you have to like really be on his ass, like pressuring him. And Herring's not that type. At least not yet.
And even then, Shakur's really good, even on the ropes. Like, so even if you have him backed into a corner, like,
Yeah, he moves really well.
dude, I've seen him like in sparring too, and I'm like, fuck, like we can't touch this guy. You know?
Yeah, and that's the thing. People are like, oh, he's boring. Yeah, but you can't touch him. I wish I wouldn't be mad if he threw a little bit more fucking punches here and there, but no one can touch him. Somebody said, how could you not love baseball? Actually,
because they call it America's something favorite pastime or whatever, because it's pastime.
It's as American as apple pie.
It's old. I like football, I like boxing, I like basketball. Ain't nobody got time for baseball.
I like that.
I got time for baseball. I got all the time.
I like
That's because you probably don't watch one of the other sports I just mentioned. You probably don't watch basketball. Yeah.
To me, it's just boxing or baseball. That's it. But dude, I don't know how people do it. I get very emotionally invested in sports. So I don't know. I don't know how people do that year round. Like, imagine if I like football too and my team lost too, and I'd be heartbroken year round. Like with boxing, at least it's like every other. And I very rarely root for a specific fighter. I always root for, I just want a good fight. But I do have like people that I do like in boxing, so I do get sad when they lose. Or when there's, like a robbery where like, oh fuck, like this sucks. And it's like a shitty feeling. But when the Dodgers lose the postseason, I cry every time. I cry when they win the World Series. Yeah. I cry when they lose. So imagine yeah. So if I like football and my team lost, like I'd probably be crying all year round. I can't do that. I can't have that much negativity in my life. Shakur fights next weekend? Next week. Not this week is Mikey and Joette. No, this week. This week is Joette and Navarrete. And Mikey, and I don't even know who the fuck Mikey's fighting. Who the fuck is Mikey fighting?
Mikey's fighting Sandor Martin.
Who is that?
I have no idea.
See, I feel much better now because I'm like, holy fuck, I am a casual. I have no idea who the fuck this guy is. For the first time in a long time, I have no idea who the fuck that is.
If I remember correctly, he's like some undefeated dude from like Italy or somewhere. I don't know.
Point is, I don't know who the fuck that is. But Stevenson is the week after that, right?
Let me see here.
Stevenson is going to outbox Herring in a boring fight. I don't think it's gonna be the most special fight. You're right.
Yeah, it's gonna be boring.
I'm sure Eddie already knew that they all trailer problems and Eddie was going to get the fight. Eddie knows everything. I think they knew after it got canceled. When they were having problems because Cambosos wanted it to be in Australia, remember?
Yeah.
Cambosos wanted that shit to be in Australia. And I think Eddie Hearn knew that because October 4 was not going to work. And then right now there's too much shit going on to make that fight. There's football, there's baseball off season, and the Yankees fucked up, so there's nothing going on in New York. But still, people are watching this shit. People are watching football and people are watching baseball. So this is a really hard time to make boxing fights that are not on Saturdays. And even then, there's fucking baseball on Saturdays. So they know that they themselves can compete, especially not at Teofimo versus Cambosos. What the fuck is that? If it were a big fight like last Saturday with Fury and Wilder, of course I watched that over the Dodger game. So I'm trying to watch this shit. But people are not gonna choose Cambosos. Whatever. Who the fuck knows what's. I think that's gonna be till like 2022. Honestly. I watched the Zone on 3 different devices at the same time. Well, I think it's by the location with the Zone.
I don't know how it works.
I don't ever had it that many.
To be honest, there's a lot of the Zone events. They hold a lot of events that even though I pay for the yearly subscription, I don't even watch a lot of them, to be honest. Andy will be like the one hitting me. Hey, what's your password? And I'll be like somewhere at like I'll be covering another event. I'm like, dude, I don't remember. Why don't you save it from last time? Like every single time there's a fight, I don't remember every single time, but then I get reminded because Andy will text me, "Hey, what's your password?" I'm like, dude, I don't remember.
Save on his phone, like or on his. It's supposed to just put remember password.
That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, just save it. Save the login. Like
somebody said, can't wait to see Mickey. That's what Clarissa Shields calls Mikey.
Mickey Rourke? Mickey Mouse?
Hey, now I got a question for you. People were dragging Clarissa Shields because she was complaining about that they didn't put her on the floor seats at the Fury Wilder fight, and she's a WBC champion. And she said that Ryan Garcia, who is an interim champ, got got to be on the floor, even though he's just an interim champ.
But it's not about the championships, unfortunately. It's about the star power, in my opinion.
And I just remember she posted like, "Oh, the boxing world's so sexist." And then she's like, I'm the champ, the WBC champ, and I didn't get ringside, but Ryan Garcia, who's interim, gets ringside. Now, my question to you, I have a good one for you. What do you think of both Ryan and JoJo having been mandatory for Haney fighting each other instead?
What's your exact? What do I think about it, or
yes?
Are you asking me why are they fighting each other instead? Or
no,
what do you mean?
I don't think you would. I mean, I'm pretty sure you have your reasons why you think they're fighting each other. But what do you think about them doing that? Ryan has been the eliminator. I mean, the mandatory for a while for Devin Haney, and then now it was either going to be Fortuna or JoJo, and now it's JoJo the mandatory, but he's fighting Ryan instead. Do you think that's just like, oh, because they want to keep it in the house, or because star power, whatever, LA fight, or do you think it's because they don't want to fight Devin Haney?
I think it's a combination of a little bit of everything. So we talked about this the other day too with Mickey Bay and Lalo. And I'll tell you what they said, because Mickey Bay said something that I thought made a lot of sense, and I was like, oh shit, okay, I didn't even think about that. But for me, it was always, well, is it the fight I want to see, JoJo and Ryan? Not really. I would have loved Devin Haney versus Ryan. I think that's a great fight. But they're fighting each other. Okay, like that's fine, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's an easy fight to make because they're both with Golden Boy, right? So that's the first thing, is it's an easy fight to make. The thing that Mickey Bay pointed out that I didn't even think about is that Devin Haney could potentially be moving up very soon to 140. And if he does, then Ryan or JoJo, I'm thinking Ryan's going to win, so I'm thinking Ryan. Ryan won't have to fight Devin Haney in a fight that's, in my opinion, 50-50, right? And maybe those odds are too close for them. Like, they don't like that. You know, they want maybe a more win. So if Devin Haney vacates and moves up to 140, then Ryan can fight for the vacant belt.
Okay. Yeah, that does make sense.
He's just got to put it off for as long as he can. And again, I don't think that Ryan doesn't have a chance in that fight. I think that's a 50-50 fight. I think it's a great fight. But I think for them, they're like, okay, if we wait a little longer, you know, we could always fight Devin Haney down the road and we get better, you know. Maybe 50-50 or too close. Let's wait till we get better and our odds are like 60-40, 70-30. I don't know.
To me, regardless of the reasoning, because I do also think it's a little bit of both. And it's much easier to get a fight going, especially for Ryan, who's been inactive for that fucking long. It's much easier to get the ball rolling in-house. You know, He's been inactive for a fucking while now, and might as well get that shit done, and it'll get easier. And, you know, JoJo wants to smoke, so might as fucking well. But I do think, regardless of all that, it's fucked up on Devin Haney, because when do you see that? When do you see a guy who's a mandatory not fight the champion?
But it's Devin's fault too. Devin plays a role in a lot of that. So
I think not anymore, because he went free agent. Like, he's not technically with the zone anymore. Right now, Devin Haney's a free agent, so I'm pretty sure that should facilitate, you know, a fight negotiation.
Right, and
even if it was like he was with the zone, Ryan also fights on the zone.
Yeah, but what Devin's asking for is too much.
Money?
Yeah.
But wouldn't that be the zone's? The zone is in charge of paying Devin. The zone's not in charge of paying Ryan.
Right, I agree. But Eddie and DAZN don't want to pay that, which is why when Devin was trying to work out a fight with, now keep in mind, Rolly had been calling out Devin for a long time before this tank stuff.
Yeah, I remember all that, yeah.
Yeah, and Devin kind of always brushed him off, like, oh, he doesn't matter. And then all of a sudden, like recently, you know, within the last couple months or whatever, Devin starts calling out Rolly a lot, like, oh, I'm going to fight Rolly. And so they did kind of talk a little bit, like hear him out, let's see what he's got to say. But the Gervonta and Rolly thing was already kind of in the works. But yeah, what Devin was asking for was way too much, and he was thinking to get that money from Showtime and PBC, because I think he knows Eddie's not going to give them that type of money, and Showtime and PBC were like, no, we're not going to do that either. So I think Devin was kind of like, I feel like he was trying to get his foot in the door with PBC maybe and Showtime. I'm not really sure, but he was asking for a lot.
Mikey says Haney can fucking box, but he has a sus chin and can't punch. I don't believe anyone's scared to fight him. It's just business, in my opinion.
Yeah, nobody's scared to fight him. Nobody's scared to fight him.
I've been knowing he has a sus chin because I only saw him once. It wasn't at the Mayweather boxing gym, but I forgot what other gym. It was when I went to, I think it was for Canelo versus Kovalev. And I was out there in November, and I don't know what gym it was in Vegas. They took me to a gym, and I went, and Devin Haney was there, and he was sparring, and I remember I'm like, he does look chinny, like he just looked not like the strongest. And then and you saw that with Linares, because Linares is not a heavy-handed guy, and he had Haney doing the stanky leg, like. And Haney was hugging for dear life. He did the right thing. Of course, he did the right thing by clinching.
Yeah.
But it's like, if he can do that, and, I don't want to disrespect Linares, because, yes, he has the veteran, tactics, and he has that advantage over Haney. But power and, to me, it was sauce as fuck. And I'm like, this can't be
He's
good.
over the hill. He's older.
Yeah. To me, it was just like, damn, like, he can't do this with anybody else. He can't let somebody else catch him like that. Not anybody in his division.
But I agree with Miguel. I think it's all about business. It's all money. And like Floyd, nobody ever was afraid to fight Floyd. Like, even knowing, like, hey, I'm probably not going to beat this guy. But it's not like you're going to take a beating. Like, you're not going to get knocked out and, like, put your health at risk. It's Devin Haney. It's same thing, but the money isn't there with Devin like how it was with Floyd. Nobody ever ducked Floyd because the payday was right, even though they knew they were going to lose. With Devin, it's not about being hurt or anything. Like, nobody's scared. It's just, it doesn't make sense.
Somebody said, what's up with Javier Fortuna? Well, he just lost to JoJo, so he just got to wait till another eliminator, I guess.
Maybe Devin will fight him. I don't know. I'm hearing Devin versus Lee Selby though. So
I don't know. I think that's what pisses me off. Like, Devin Haney has not had a legitimate opponent. I think, Ryan Garcia has a better resume than Devin Haney.
Yes, I like the Linares fight more. I like the Linares fight. I'll disagree with you there.
I don't think so. I mean,
Linares beat Campbell.
You know what? You're right. He did, and he dropped them.
And Linares is a multiple-time world champion. Luke Campbell was never a world champion.
You're right. You got me there. I agree with you. You got me there. Somebody said, I think Ryan and the speed and power stop Haney. Well, and that's a good question too. Depending on the because I think they're even. Some claim they're even on the amateurs. Other claims that Devin Haney beat Ryan all the time in the amateur career. What do you think? Who would you have with Ryan and Haney? You said it's 50-50?
Today?
Yeah.
I think it's 50-50. I think it's a good fight. Maybe 55-45 in favor of Ryan. I think
I would do
a little bit.
Oh man. I would do 60. Yes, another run. I would do 60-40 because Devin would outbox Ryan. I don't think Devin would hurt Ryan. He has pillow hands. I don't think he would.
I don't think he'll hurt Ryan.
Yeah, so he would be outboxing him, which is possible. It's very possible that he would do that. Very much possible.
But if Luke Campbell can hurt Ryan.
But I do think Luke Campbell would have a better punching power than Devin Haney. Devin Haney just.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just don't. I mean, Devin Haney didn't even fucking do shit to Gamboa. I don't know. So, I don't know. That's a good question, though. Let me see. Curious on the Canelo Plan undercard. Has it been announced? I haven't seen shit about the undercard.
I don't think so.
I'm guessing it'd be PBC though because it's a PBC card.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything.
I was waiting on the undercards to drop to pick a fight between Canelo versus Plant or Porter versus Crawford. But the fucking tickets for Canelo versus Plant are so expensive. Stupid expensive. Like the nosebleeds are like fucking $500. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. And I paid like $300 for my ticket to like really close up to Porter versus Crawford. So I'm like, yeah, I'll do Porter versus Crawford. I don't know. Are you going to any of those?
I don't want to go to Canelo Plant, so I'm probably not gonna go. And then Porter Crawford, maybe. I haven't really thought about it yet.
Who's over the hill? Linares? I don't get it. What?
Oh, because I said he was over the hill. Yeah, I think his best days are behind him. That's
Oh
not,
yeah, way behind him.
We're not. This isn't a prime Linares.
We have Mayweather avoided top rank welterweights for years, and it's okay. I don't know.
You could say that. You could say that because there's always going to be a name or two that he didn't fight. But if you compare his resume to most other top welterweights at the time, maybe even the guys that he's mentioning, I'm like, I would be shocked if anybody had a better resume than Floyd.
Yeah, Laura, I'm gonna be at Crawford versus Porter. Let's go. I'm there. I already got my ticket. I already got my hotel. So I'm gonna be there. You don't get tickets because Rolly gets tickets. Tell him to give you some tickets.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I probably can, but I gotta see if there's any other fights that day. If I like the undercard.
Yeah, November's gonna be fucking packed.
Yeah, they haven't. I still haven't heard anything about the undercard. I hope it's a good undercard. We'll see.
I hope that it's like. I wish whenever Top Rank and PBC would collaborate, I wish it would be like all the cards PBC versus Top Rank.
Yeah, that'd be
I
dope.
would love that shit, and that shit would sell so many pay-per-views. It was just PBC versus Top Rank, PBC versus Top Rank, every card. But they don't. It's like one PBC card, one Top Rank card.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, y'all fucking suck. Like y'all missing out on so much money. I think that would be like such a cool ass fucking card. It was just PBC. And what do you think? Do you think this PBC versus Crawford welterweight, collaboration opens the door for possibly Spence?
Yeah, but to be honest, I don't know if people are really gonna have the demand for that fight anymore. Because even like for example, like me, I was always high on the fight, right? I wanted that fight, but now I'm like, dude, and I was on Spence on like Team Spence, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm like, dude, I don't know if his eye is the same anymore. Like my expectations dropped. Yeah. You know what I mean?
See, Miguel got mad at me for this, but I told him the same thing. I'm like, bro, with the inactivity, with the car crash, with the eye, I'm like, he's not only lost like momentum, but we don't know how those things are affecting him. We really don't. We don't know, like, especially with that eye injury thing. I remember a couple lives back, somebody said, like, I got in a car accident too, and then months later, I suffered the same thing. Like, your body is just, it might not have been hurt directly from the crash, but some shit is like, like it's not the same. So it's more prone to injuries from other things. So I'm like, damn, I was scared for him because I'm like, what if he ends up like, what's his name? ¿Cómo se llama? Abnormales. I'm like, imagine he's like just fucking wearing glasses the whole time, like Abnormales.
Hey, I think he got that fixed.
He looks fucking cross-eyed to me every time.
No, I know, but like even when I seen him at Rolly's fight last time, he was at the after party with us, and like I took a picture of them. It's funny, I have it somewhere on my phone. I took a picture of them, and like Rolly's facing the camera, and Abner's like looking over there somewhere. But like I think like a week ago, I saw him. He went live. And I was like, oh shit, he looks like normal. Like, I think he might have like gotten it fixed for like legit now. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I need to look into that because
dude, I'm gonna send you that picture. It's kind of funny.
Please do it. I feel bad because whenever he's like commentating and he has his glasses on, you can still see that like he's like looking somewhere else. Like,
Yeah.
damn, pobrecito. Uh, Mayweather fought small welterweights. Mayweather should have been disqualified. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's too much. I don't think all of that. That's too much. Okay, so what is? So you might or you might not go on Saturday.
Saturday, I'm going for sure. Actually, maybe I'll tell you guys here. So for Saturday, I actually have for the Mikey fight. I'm going for sure, like absolutely, like so for sure that I actually have an extra ticket, and I might, I don't know, raffle it or give it away or something. So help me come up with an idea. How do I give away this ticket?
I don't know. Well, first of all, subscribe to his channel, Box Talk 101, and then his Instagram, Box Talk 101. He's Box Talk 101 over everything. The way that I remember is that like people, like especially on YouTube, they have to leave a comment for you to raffle. Because I remember one time I'm just like, oh, whoever is subscribed, but you can't pick subscribers on like random generators. You have to pick. It has to be from a comment.
Yeah, so I don't
Okay, I
know.
tried it.
Maybe go drop a comment on my last video or something. I don't know. And then on YouTube.
Or maybe on tell them they could get extra chances at the ticket if they comment on both Instagram and your video. If they just they gotta be subscribed to your YouTube and they gotta comment on your last post on Instagram their prediction on Rolly versus Tank.
There you go. Whatever she just said. Yeah, just do that. And then if you're gonna be in the area and you actually can't, don't make me give the ticket to somebody who's not gonna use it. That's fucked up. But if you're actually gonna go to the
person
fight,
who moved here in Fresno, be like, I'm outside right now in Fresno at the gate.
no, I can send it to you guys. I got it digitally, so I could literally send it to anybody.
Where did you get tickets? You didn't apply?
I did, but they never got back to me. So
bro, I just saw the email right now. They said the credentials close tomorrow at 5. I'm like, what are y'all running here? You really think that people are gonna wait till the week of to fucking find out if they're credentialed? I can because I'm right here and I could just drive. But I think that's so fucking weird.
So luckily, again, I don't have to wait. I don't know what ticket I got. The one that I'm raffling, I don't know where the hell it's at. It's not like a crazy good seat or anything, but because I did get floor seats, and I had this one just as like a backup in case my credential didn't get approved. So I applied for credentials. I don't know if I'm
been to that arena. Is it small? Is it big?
I've never been there either. Apparently, it's a baseball place. Thing.
Oh, so then it's big. Suppose I just gave it to Miguel. Miguel, you're in fucking Texas. Yeah, I don't know. I just knew that it wasn't at the Star, but not the Star. ¿Cómo se llama? The Save Mart Center. But even the Save Mart Center is big.
I like the Save Mart Center.
But it's bigger, the stadium is bigger.
Yeah,
but I never been to it. I just applied, but because I have my uncle lives in Fresno, so I told him, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go out for the weekend, and I always stay with him. But I told him, I'm like, he asked me, he's like, are you gonna come? And I'm like, well, probably, because I was still I'll still go and just buy a fucking ticket.
Yeah.
But people literally same thing. I was like, it's Monday already happened. Like, why don't I have a denial or an acceptance yet?
That's what I said.
Looked at the email and they sent out the quotes today for Mark Castro's and Pacheco's training camp or whatever, and it said media accreditation deadline Wednesday at 5 p.m. I'm like, who the fuck does that for other events? At least a week before.
So I'm going regardless. I'm going to that for sure. For sure, it's top rank in San Diego that I'm not maybe. So we'll see.
Yeah, no, I if anything, I would leave on Thursday.
What are you going to? Which one are you going to?
I didn't even know that. I had forgotten completely about Joette's fight.
Me too. I didn't remember until somebody offered me tickets. They're like, hey, you want to come? I'm like, damn.
And the only reason why I'm not, because it's 2 hours away. Like San Diego less if I leave in the morning.
It's like 9 for me.
But so you're gonna do 9 here and then back and go to Fresno?
Yeah.
Fuck that. Holy shit. You're gonna be all tired, dude, for the Fresno fight. Lalo said he's going too, no?
Huh?
Lalo said he's going too.
To which one?
To Fresno.
I believe that he's closer to the Fresno than I am.
Where's he? Sacramento?
Yeah, Sacramento.
What is it, like 3 hours from Fresno?
For Lalo, probably like 2, because Fresno is like 4 hours for me, and for me, because I live further up north, so for me it's 2 hours to Lalo, and then another 2 hours to Fresno.
Oh, to Fresno. Okay, that makes sense. No, the only reason why I didn't buy tickets to the Joet versus Navarrete fight, because that's also a good fight. Like Navarrete bangs, you know. Because like my kids that switched me weekend, so I can't like I don't want to fucking take into a fight. And then in Fresno, I could just go out there and they stay with my uncle and his kids who are the same age. So I'm like, okay, y'all stay here. I'm gonna go. And I already told Lalo like, oh, like let's drink or something. 3 hours to Sacramento.
Something like that, yeah.
I just remember that we used to go to San Francisco a lot, and it was like 2.5 hours from like Fresno to San Francisco. And I know Sacramento is close to San Francisco, right? It's like the next one over.
Sacramento is, well, here's the thing, like, so I'm like maybe 45 minutes from San Francisco up north. I'm further. So to get down to San Francisco, it's like 45 minutes. And then from there to Sacramento, probably like an hour. But the other day,
It's like on the other side, right?
it's on the other side. But I think like, well, whatever. The other day when I was with Lalo, it took me almost 4 hours to get to Sacramento. And usually it only takes 2, and that was just because of traffic.
Yeah, fuck that. Well, that's my
Yeah.
same thing with like San Diego. If you go at like a certain time, you're stuck in like traffic on the 5 for 2 hours. Like on Oceanside. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I go to TJ a lot and I get stuck like 2 hours on fucking Oceanside. But that should be good. Who's in the undercard for that, for Joette's fight?
Let's see. Where is the undercard? I know that kid Cash Flow is on it. I looked at the card earlier.
I'm gonna look it up and then we'll share it. Let's see. ESPN schedule. ESPN boxing schedule. But that's usually what I do. Like when I'm signing off, let's see what the fuck's gonna go on. Okay. And it'll be like easier.
Oh, whoops! I'm looking at Saturday. My bad.
2 freaking hours. All right. Okay. Let's see. Let's share it. Give our predictions and sign off.
Henry LeBron. Really, nobody big name. Lindolfo is like probably the biggest one.
Well, Lindolfo's probably like he's like the RGBA.
Giovanni Santillan. I don't know who the hell that is. He's from San Diego, I guess.
Giovanni Santillan versus Angel Ruiz, 10 rounds, welterweights. Manuel Rey Rojas versus Henry LeBron. Lindolfo versus. How's Lindolfo? Is he still undefeated? I have not kept up.
Yeah. So the guy that I would be going with, my friend who invited me with the tickets or whatever, he's actually working the corner of the guy who's fighting Lindolfo.
Okay. Juan Garcia. Jojo's next fight is with Ryan. Here on Joe's next fight here in LA, right? But that's the same day as the Kings game, so I don't know how that's gonna work out for them. LA people love fucking hockey. I don't know how that fight's gonna do. Someone said box talk thoughts on Bruce Carrington.
I don't know enough about him yet.
Okay, so that's on Friday in San Diego. That fight has gone completely under the radar. I had completely forgotten about Navarrete versus Joet, and that's a good fight.
I think that's why they put it on a Friday. Honestly,
I had no idea. Like
it's not the best fight, not the best card.
But not card. But I think the main event should be good if like Joet goes for it. I think he's gonna get knocked out. What do you think?
I think so too.
I think he's gonna get knocked out, and this is basically gonna be it. Like, I don't see him becoming champ at 126 or 130. It's 130. No, 126, right? 126. They went up.
Well, it depends who's there now.
At 126?
Yeah. Champions.
I don't think anybody's gonna beat Navarrete. He's too awkward.
Yeah, but he doesn't have all the belts either. That's what I'm saying.
Who else has a belt on 126?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So IBF, Kid Gallad. Galahad, whatever his name is.
Yeah, fuck the UK motherfuckers.
Yeah, and then 126 for WBA. Santa Cruz, I think, doesn't have it anymore, even though
No, he like vacated it.
they have him listed. But I think it's Leigh Wood. I think it's another UK guy. I'm not sure.
Let's look at the rankings.
So maybe.
Oh, also, do you know why Bam Bam isn't fighting for a world title anymore? What happened with that?
I don't know anything about that.
'Cause he was
Who is he supposed to be fighting?
I forgot before a title. And then like they just didn't anymore. Now he's just fighting like I forgot who.
You're talking about Jesse Rodriguez, right?
Yeah, like the the brother of Josh Franco.
Yeah, it's just I don't know if he goes by Bam Bam. I think it's just Bam.
Oh, oops.
I mean, I don't. I think I've not.
I don't know either. That's just what I called him.
I know he's fighting, but I don't know if he's fighting for a belt. I don't think he is.
He was supposed to.
Yeah, he's fighting. I think on the Fresno card.
That's why he was supposed to be fighting for a world title, and now he's not. So I want to know what the fuck happened there. So Manuel Navarrete, Mauricio Lara, Josh Warrington, King Galahad.
Do you want? Yeah.
Tungstung Nambayar, the guy who lost to Gary Russell, and then Jesse Magdaleno, Leigh Wood, Leo Santa Cruz, Eduardo Ramirez Shukan. Yeah, the division's not really what you call like stacked.
It's not. That's why I'm saying Joet has a chance, but do I see him beating Navarrete or Gary Russell? No.
Bro, Gary Russell pisses me off.
You know what fight I think would be good? For 126 is Joet Gonzalez and Angelo Leo. I think that's a good fight.
Dude, yeah, because they would bang, and neither of them has like devastating power to where like they would knock each other out. But it's like possible because they both hit like super hard. And yes, JoJo versus Ryan is official, and it's what day is it? November what?
I won't believe it until Ryan's in the ring. I don't know.
Yeah, he does not have a good track record. But yeah, it's supposed to be. I know it's supposed to be at here in LA. And at first they were reporting the Staples Center. But people are like, it's not the Staples Center because that day's already booked for a Kings game, which is hockey, and LA motherfuckers love hockey.
Let's see. November 27th. Yeah, all it says is LA. It doesn't say where.
Probably the Microsoft Theater or like the Novo or what do they call it?
See, that doesn't even sound official. Like, they don't even know where it is yet.
They might make it like a Teofimo thing where they keep fucking changing it.
They probably will.
Because that date is for hockey, and they're not going to fucking move hockey for that fight at the fucking Staples Center. And like, again, a lot of people love hockey here in LA. Bermudez had visa problems. Oh, okay. Damn, that's whack. Mike Sayo versus Vaquero Navarrete. I think Navarrete beats everyone. He goes by Bam Rodriguez. I don't know why I call him Bam Bam. So it's Russell Navarrete Galahad are world champions. I don't know why Santa Cruz is still world champion. I don't think he is. I thought he vacated it.
So, yeah, he's listed as the super, right? But technically there isn't a super right now. There's just the world champion, and that's Leigh Wood.
Or how they call it in Reese's. I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah.
Champion in Reese's. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Just feed Conlon to know. Bro, I've never been impressed by Conlon. I don't get it. What the fuck is the Conlon revolution? He's always just been whatever the fuck to me. I don't get the whole Conlon thing. He's not that good. He's boring too. He has no sense of urgency. I don't know why. Like, I don't know. I guess he's big with the Irish because of the whole I think he's
that thing. That's the only thing.
That's all his writing. Yeah, the Olympic shit. Like, that's all he rides with. Good for him. But fuck, like, he hasn't done shit. Santa Cruz has been inactive 126, should be stripped. I thought he was. I don't know. Maybe not. We don't even know what the fuck's going on with promotional companies these days, but fuck them. Russell gets a pass for some reason. Yeah, Russell has been hogging that fucking belt, bro. All he does is fight mandatories that whose names we can't pronounce, and we got a box rec.
Let's see. I mean, yeah, he fought Tugs. Damn, that was almost 2 years ago.
Yep, exactly.
Damn.
And that's the one, when he fought in early 2020, and like he fought January 2020. Somebody put like the pandemic is not gonna affect Gary Russell because he already fought and he only fights once a year anyway. I was fucking dying when they said that. That shit fucking cracked me up. Because it's true. He didn't affect him.
But now he's almost going on almost 2 years. It was in February, so if we make it to February and he don't fight by then, that's 2 years.
But he was doing like all this shit, like remember he was calling out fucking Crawford
Devin Haney.
too? He called out Devin Haney and he was calling out Crawford. I'm like, bro, make up your fucking mind. What are you doing? Somebody says, where's the Oracle in LA? I never heard of the Oracle.
The Oracle's over here in the Bay Area. That's where the Warriors play.
Yeah, I never heard of that, so it's not here.
It's in Oakland, yeah. I don't know why somebody said. I saw that too, when somebody said that. I was like, the Oracle isn't in LA. It's over here.
Okay, now I got a question for you. Because remember a long time ago, me and you were talking or were saying something, and I was calling.
And you were hitting on my wife? Yeah, I remember that.
That's all the time. Shout out to your wife, by the way. But see, now you made me lose my. She has some nice ass boobs. Now I'm like not even thinking. What was I saying? You made me forget what the fuck I was saying. Let me put that image in my brain. Oh, your sweater. Your sweater says Norca, and I was calling it that, and you're like, "Oh, we never call it that here."
No. What you probably said is either NorCali.
No, I said because he would say SoCal.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, NorCal, blah blah, and you're like, we don't call it that here, and I'm like, oh fuck, I didn't know.
No, what I've heard some people say, and this is what we'll call it NorCal, but I've heard some people say NorCali or North Cal, and I'm like, no, none of those. Like they don't say
NorCal because here you call it SoCal, not South Cali or South Cal.
Are you sure you didn't call it like NoCal or something?
No, I said, oh, NorCal. You're like, no one here calls it that. I'm like, oh, my bad. I'm like, I didn't know.
Yeah, we call it NorCal.
See, now I can't even go back because I don't even.
Somebody recently called it what do they call it? NorCali or something like that, or North Cal, and I'm like, bro, nobody says that.
Cali sounds weird. Here, because we say SoCal, SoCal this, SoCal that. I remember we were talking like NorCal. You're like, oh, no one says that. I'm like, oh fuck. Top Rank is trying to create a Michael Collins, Shakur Stevenson. I feel like Shakur boxes around Michael Collins.
Shakur's gonna outsize all those guys. Like,
wait, Michael Cologne or Conlon? Is there a Michael Cologne? Or are they talking about Michael Conlon?
I'm sure he's talking about Michael Conlon.
Michael Conlon is so fucking boring.
But Shakur's already bigger, and he will continue to get bigger, like size wise, than those guys. And they're not. It's like when like Porter fought Usyk in the amateurs, right?
Oh yeah.
So like that was cool, but are they ever gonna fight in the pros? No. Usyk grew, you know. So.
Oh, let's leave out with this. Oh yeah. So Chris said, if you're from the Bay, you say the Bay. Yeah, the Bay Area, like that's.
I'm from the Bay.
Yeah, the Bay Area. Let's sign up with this. You know, obviously we still got time for it, but so far as of now, what is your assessment of Crawford versus Porter? They just had their little first face-off when fucking Porter was looking like Aladdin with his little vest.
I was gonna say that. Why was he looking like Aladdin?
He had a little vest with no shirt under. He said on his podcast, he said that he wore no shirt to show people that he's been working. I guess because he got a six-pack or something. What you got?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the biggest Porter fan because I think Ugas beat him. But I'm also not the biggest Crawford fan. And I kind of do want PBC to stick it to Top Rank and all them and just be like, hey, look, the talent's been on our side the whole time. So I kind of want Porter to win, but I got it like 60-40 in favor of Crawford.
See, I do like Crawford. I like him a lot. But I cannot get behind him on an opposition. So yes, he did great at 140, but at 147, I can't properly assess how he will do because I have not seen him against anybody at 140, anybody notable. And I think the only reason why I want Porter to win is because, like you said, it'd be a cool, like, you miss your chance to fight us at the beginning or go straight for the Spence fight. Even though I feel like that's the opposite of other people because they'd be like, oh, this is what they get for marinating fights. They always lose to some random or to someone less than or whatever. But also, Porter has not been, he's been everywhere, bro. Porter's like doing commentary for this, commentary for that, fight week this, fight week that. Like, bro, go to the gym.
He had the face-off, right? Or whatever, the thing with Crawford. And then he was announcing fights later that night. And I was like, wait a minute, what? You were just like, bro.
He's been, I think like the fight is already next month. And he's out here doing the most. Like, it's in Vegas and he lives there, but it just seems, he has his podcast. He has like all this, like, promotional things, but also he's works with PBC. And I'd be like, hey, PBC, give me a break so that I can fucking go train. I'm going to focus on this fight. I'm not going to do any commentary or any appearances for any of the, all fight week, he was out doing shit.
Yeah.
All fight week, he was out doing shit. At the press conference, he was out doing the most. And it's like, why? Like, even if you are training properly, don't you want to rest, bro? Like, don't you need to, rest? So that's why I feel like, damn, if I was giving Porter any chance, it's kind of going down because he's, like, out here doing the most. And I think that might be because he's comfortable knowing that he does have a paycheck regardless because he's going to now be a commentator.
Yeah.
So it might just be secure. Like, Crawford will dismantle Porter. I think that in a way because Crawford like se faja, like even if someone's like coming at him, se pone las pilas, and Mean Machine may not be the best example, but fucking Crawford didn't have to go toe to toe with Mean Machine, and he did. So I feel like I don't know. Porter is no small welterweight or like Drain, but Kell Brook beat Porter, so I think that argument doesn't work. Well, it kind of does because Kell Brook was at his prime back then, and then when Crawford fought him, that was kind of bullshit. Porter has never been down. Like, he's been down against Broner, I think, and then against Spence. And did Kell Brook put him down too?
I want to say he was down against Ugas, and they counted it as a slip.
Oh, yeah, and they called it a slip. That shit was a knockdown.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
From where I was there, I was like fucking like ringside. For me, yeah, it was stuff. It looked like he was down. Like,
but the thing about him, like, is he always has like super fast knockdowns. Sean has never been down to where like, oh shit, he gets up and takes a knee and chilling. Yeah, it's always like he goes down, and he goes like fuck, and even with Porter, Spence, you could tell he was like fuck, like that fucked me up. He was like damn, so he's always up fast. He's never really been hurt, so. I think I would give Crawford his credit if he were to hurt Porter.
Yeah, if he hurts Porter and if he stops Porter, that's very impressive.
And that's better than Spence did.
Yeah.
Not that like triangle theories, but yeah. Somebody says I don't think PBC puts their fighters tougher. When they do, it's pretty late in the game. Top Rank does it for the lower weight classes. It's just stable isn't stacked in that division.
What?
Yeah.
No.
If they don't got a stack stable, then they have to put them against each other. If it's not stacked, like fight. But I don't agree with they don't put them together.
Yeah, I feel like PBC makes the closest matchups out of everybody.
Yeah, they all fight each other, especially on the welterweight. All those motherfuckers that fought each other. Danny, Porter, Spence, Keith. They've all fought each other already. Yep.
154, same thing. 154.
Yeah, Banana, Swift. The Charlos,
yeah, Castaño, fucking
Harrison,
Lara, all of them dudes fought each other.
Already fought each other, yeah.
Julian Williams, everybody.
Yeah, so I disagree with that. So that's gonna be it for today. So I'll see you Saturday there in Fresno, and hopefully after we can have a drink. No disrespect, is your wife going to Fresno? I'm just asking.
No.
Why? Staying with the baby.
Because she has kids to watch.
How old is your baby now?
9 months.
Oh, damn, dude. Why does it feel like longer? I thought she'd be like 1 already.
No, it's because she looks like she's older because she's big.
You haven't posted her though.
I haven't. I'm pretty sure I have.
Not on Insta.
Oh no, I post her a lot, like on my Snap and stuff.
Oh, I don't have Snapchat. Okay, that
Yeah.
makes. I mean, I do, but I don't really use it.
Yeah.
So I'll see you on Saturday. And are you down to like get a drink after, or like,
Yeah.
if not a drink, food or whatever?
Hit
I
me
never.
up. Hit me
Okay.
up while you're there. I'll be with Andy. I don't know if we have plans to go get food after, but are you gonna be with anybody?
No, probably not.
Well, you could
I
always.
mean, Lalo, if he's there, I'll probably hit him up.
Yeah. Let me
And
know.
we'll get some, and then you probably will get credential on fucking Thursday or something.
Maybe, and then I'll be raffling off 2 tickets. I don't know.
All right. Well, just follow Box Talk 101 so you can know how to win tickets if you're in Fresno or the surrounding area. And even if you're like in the Bay Area or LA, it's like halfway. Like it's like a whatever card, but it's free boxing. Like, what else you gonna do Saturday? So I'll see you guys later. Thank you, Freddie, for being on.
Thank you for